Good day, everyone. What is up? So I'm just going to jump straight into it. What are you actually afraid of? Seriously, what are you actually afraid of? Because the mind loves to play so many tricks on us. It loves to think about all these worries all the time, and it never actually transpires, right? Majority of the time, like 95% of the time. It never actually happens. So what are you actually afraid of? And, yes, there's a lot of chaos. Yes, there's a lot of uncertainty. And yes, I understand COVID is a real thing. Yes, we have an election up. Yes, you've probably had to change your whole life, in regards to if you have a family and kids and going to school and not going to school. But you're adapting, right? Like everyone's adapting. Everyone's adapting. And it's so important right now through all of that to use our discernment. Yes, to use your discernment. This is why I'm doing a class next weekend, Saturday, October 24th at 1 p.m. Pacific daytime, because I see so many people reacting to things. And yeah, it's the outside world, and yeah, it's legit things. However, you can respond and, oh my God, if this person gets elected, or oh my God, if I can't go to school, or if I pick the wrong school, if I get a bad grade, or, oh my God, what about my work? And yeah, I get it. Those are all legit things. But you see the energy that it's in compared to being able to observe, discern, and make a choice for your highest and best good, instead of constantly reacting to the outer stimulus. And at some point, yeah, because you're being stimulated by all of that, yes, at some point you gotta wonder, do I actually enjoy this stimulation? Because some people do. Some people actually love it. You ever meet someone who loves to argue and this and that? Like, they're stimulated by it, like 100%. They feed off of that stimulation. Or is it, wanting to actually maybe start to consciously become aware that it's actually happening? That's a different situation, that you're like, oh, I wasn't actually consciously aware that I was doing it. Now let me make a different choice. And also, you could be kind of that in between, because the mind loves to be like, oh my God, this. And then you're like, oh, but it's okay. And then, oh my God, this. And then you're like, oh, but it's okay, right? At some point, though, how do you actually get to a point where you can observe? And that's where, again, yes, I'm going to say this again, discernment is so important to use in all situations. And you're going to be using discernment for the rest of your life, for everything. It doesn't matter what it is. And it's just, yeah, I can't say it enough on how important it is to actually know how to use your discernment. And going on, it's really interesting to see, because, for so long, so many people like, oh, I want this to change, our healthcare system, or I want, this to change in recycling, or, I want our food system to change, or, how is racism still even a thing at this point? Or gender and sexuality, like, how is this still a thing today, right? Like, it's crazy. However, a lot of this is all coming to surface because unless you've been directly affected by any one of those situations, or you just have maybe a huge heart, say, for example, like with animals and recycling, right? You're like, I just can't stand looking at this anymore. I need to do something about it. But in other cases, with racism, and you're directly affected, a lot of people aren't actually aware that it's going on, sadly enough. And so many things are coming to surface right now through the fire element. Yes, the fire element is so important. And so many people are actually scared of it because they don't understand it. And that's usually the case, right? In many things. Most people are scared of things because they don't understand it. And that freaks them out, freaks the mind out, actually. Freaks the mind out because the spirit and the heart already know, right? That everything at some point is going to be okay. Yes, you're going to go through this, and then yes, you're going to go through this cycle, and yes, you're going to go through this change, and then yes, you're going to go through this transformation, and then through that transformation, you're going to go through growth. Now, in saying all that, it's not always easy. It doesn't always feel good. You may go through some hardships. Yes, 100%. I get that. It is the approach and the mindset and the energy that you're in through all of this, because so many people are actually reacting through hate right now, instead of observing and using their discernment and making a choice for their highest and best and choosing through their heart, right? And using that frequency instead, because they're both frequencies. And kind of getting back to the fire element, yeah, the fire element is huge right now. So you can either allow it to work through you and with you and for you, right? Because fire is all about that igniting and passion and desire and creativity. And it is super fiery, right? It is. However, it can be really useful if you know how to work with that energy and channel it through you. It can be like such a great opportunity to use it. And a lot of magnificent things can come through working with it. So it's just your mind, your perception, and how you want to use it. And, I teach a lot of this, especially if you want to work one-on-one, this is something that we can start to make you consciously aware of, certain factors, maybe from childhood, your environment, very harsh situations or trauma that happened to you, any of the above, right? I'm not going to go super deep into that right now. So with the fire element, it's so important because our world is changing, and it's going to be changing, and it's changing for the better. It is, like, for sure. But when we're in the middle of change, okay, it can look chaotic on the outside. It can look very chaotic on the outside. And through that process, you will start to see things fall into place. Now, yes, living here on the 3D in this physical body and reality and realm, time is a factor. Time is also an illusion, but we are all concerned with time because at some point, just this physical body, doesn't move anymore. Put it very kindly, it doesn't move. So that's what freaks us out. But our soul and our spirit knows that we're eternal beings. So time is an illusion. And when you realize that and you feel that and you see it and you know it, your life really starts to change. And you start not living so much in a fear base and reaction of hating on this person or this person, and just realizing that we're all just playing a part right now in whatever storyline we're choosing. Yeah, really, in a nutshell. Okay, guys? So I know this may, catalyze some people, but it's kind of like sorry, not sorry type of thing. And if you are interested in my class for just learning to use your discernment, like how to, that is Saturday, October 24th at 1 p.m. Pacific Daytime, and there will be a recording. So if you can't make that, there will still be a recording. And you can contact me at jira.schofield09@gmail if you'd like more information on that class, or just, working with me one-on-one in spiritual coaching and counseling, or Reiki and energy and meditation. I love it all. So I'd love to work with you. All right, guys, much love. Enjoy the moment. Oh, and I forgot my last part. Have a grateful day. All right.